For me, behind bars, the way I was treated, I was taken to a prison with quite a low Muslim population. What I'm known for is criticising Islam, so there's been many planned attempts to murder me and kill me in this country. Not seeing or speaking to anybody, and they used the reason that I was in danger. Now, they would have had risk assessments before I went there. I was purposely taken to be put in danger so that then that reason can be used to then put me on solitary confinement. And it took months before I got the opportunity to go before a judge. Once the judge heard what had happened in the trial, we found so many illegal and wrongdoings within this kangaroo court.
The British government's desperate attempt to silence Tommy Robinson has taken a shocking turn. Gag orders, solitary confinement, and interrogations over peaceful social media posts. It's a story that reads like a dystopian novel. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now back to the video, but why is the UK establishment so afraid of one man's words? As we peel back the layers of this conspiracy, you'll discover a web of lies and double standards that goes deeper than you ever imagined.
He believes the public has the right to have all the truth, not just what's provided by the mainstream media. He was following his principles. He passionately believes in free speech, she said, freedom of the press, and his overwhelming desire is to expose the truth. The judge said that the breaches were not accidental, negligent, or merely reckless. They were deliberate, direct, and flagrant.
Imagine being thrown in prison for 3 hours of intense interrogation. Your crime? Posting a message of peace on social media. This isn't some far-off authoritarian regime. It's the reality Tommy Robinson faced in the UK. Robinson's arrest and imprisonment have raised serious questions about the state of free speech in Britain. Sentenced to 18 months behind bars for alleged libel against a refugee teen, he was also slapped with a $100,000 fine plus legal costs. But the severity of his punishment stands in stark contrast to the treatment of others who've made far more inflammatory statements. Take Labour councillor Ricky Jones, for instance. Despite openly inciting violence against conservatives, Jones walks free without so much as a slap on the wrist. It's a glaring example of the double standards at play in the UK's legal system.
Tommy Robinson has been jailed at Woolwich Crown Court for 18 months after admitting contempt of court.
I mean, he's effectively been jailed for repeating false allegations he made over the past 2 years that were in breach of a court injunction. He, for 2 years he didn't, and then he started repeating them in online interviews and in a film. He made a 90-minute film that was shown a number of times.
While thousands have been arrested for social media posts that didn't explicitly call for violence, certain public figures seem to operate above the law. Legal experts have voiced their concerns about Robinson's treatment. The use of gag orders and solitary confinement in his case is raising eyebrows. These measures, typically reserved for the most dangerous criminals, seem grossly disproportionate for someone convicted of libel. It begs the question, what is the government so afraid of? The aggressive tactics employed against Robinson point to a troubling trend. It's not just about one man's words anymore. It's about a systematic attempt to silence dissenting voices. The UK establishment appears to be wielding the justice system as a weapon against those who challenge the status quo. But why go to such lengths? What truths is Robinson threatening to expose that warrant this level of suppression? The extent of measures taken to silence him is truly staggering. Visitors are hit with gag orders, effectively creating a wall of silence around his case. It's as if the authorities are desperate to keep something hidden from public view. As shocking as these revelations are, they're just the tip of the iceberg. The story takes an unexpected turn with the emergence of a powerful ally, one whose influence reaches far beyond the shores of the UK.
This is a message to each of you who are thinking about the 26th of October. Maybe you're worried, maybe you're scared. Maybe you think you might lose your job, maybe you think you might get put in prison. Let's send a message to the world, to Keir Starmer especially, that the fight is not gone, okay? Not in us anyway. I am travelling back to the UK for literally the fight of my life. Men right now are fighting for their lives in prison, who have been falsely imprisoned, unlawfully imprisoned, pressured and forced and blackmailed to plead guilty to crimes they haven't committed. All of this will come up in our documentary, which will premiere on the 26th of October.
But who is this game-changing player, and how will their involvement reshape the narrative? And in a world where 280 characters can spark global conversations, one tweet from Elon Musk ignited a firestorm. Tommy Robinson is a political prisoner, Musk declared, instantly thrusting the controversial case into the international spotlight. How could a single social media post from a Silicon Valley mogul potentially reshape the narrative around free speech in Britain? Musk's intervention in the Tommy Robinson saga caught the UK establishment off guard. The world's richest man and self-proclaimed free speech absolutist had suddenly turned his attention to a British activist's imprisonment. This wasn't just another celebrity weighing in on a hot-button issue. Musk's tweet carried the weight of his massive global influence and tech industry clout. The immediate impact was palpable. Robinson's supporters found their cause amplified to a worldwide audience, while UK officials scrambled to maintain control over the narrative. Musk's acknowledgement of Robinson as a political prisoner added significant fuel to the ongoing debate about free speech and selective justice in Britain. But why would a tech billionaire take interest in this particular case? Musk's history of advocating for free speech, including his outspoken criticism of mainstream media and government censorship, aligns him with Robinson's cause. By amplifying this message to his millions of followers, Musk effectively challenged the UK media's portrayal of Robinson and highlighted discrepancies in how different public figures are treated under the law. The clash between Musk's global influence and the UK government's attempts to control the narrative has broader implications. It raises questions about the power of social media to shape public opinion and challenge official account. Can a tweet from a powerful figure like Musk truly change the game for someone like Robinson? Reactions from political figures and media outlets have been mixed. While Robinson's supporters celebrate this high-profile intervention, critics argue that Musk's involvement oversimplifies a complex legal case. The UK government's response has been largely defensive as they attempt to downplay the significance of Musk's statements and maintain their position on Robinson's imprisonment. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: Musk's involvement has brought unprecedented international scrutiny to the case. The extreme measures taken against Robinson, including solitary confinement, are now under the global microscope. This increased attention could lead to greater pressure on UK authorities to justify their actions and potentially influence the outcome of Robinson's legal battles. The saga of Tommy Robinson and Elon Musk's intervention serves as a stark reminder of the power dynamics at play in the digital age. It forces us to confront uncomfortable questions about free speech, government overreach, and the role of influential figures in shaping public discourse. As we grapple with these issues, one can't help but wonder what other hidden truths might come to light when the world's attention is focused on a single tweet. The Tommy Robinson case has exposed a concerning trend in the UK's approach to free speech and government control. It's not just about one man's words anymore. It's about the systematic silencing of dissenting voices. The extreme measures taken against Robinson, from gag orders to solitary confinement, raise serious questions about the state of democracy in Britain. As viewers, we must approach official narratives with a critical eye. The involvement of figures like Elon Musk highlights the power of global connectivity in challenging government overreach. But it also begs the question, should it take a tech billionaire's tweet to bring attention to potential injustices? The future of free speech in our interconnected world remains uncertain. As governments grapple with the influence of social media and tech giants, we must remain vigilant. The Robinson case serves as a stark reminder that our rights are never guaranteed. They must be constantly defended and reaffirmed in the face of creeping authoritarianism.